Edition is a new multiplayer mode called Arch Enemy, where you team up with 2 other players to battle against a Swedish death metal band with a terrifying female singer. At least that's what I've decided boss opponent means in a press release.
The game still uses pre-constructed decks, although a greater degree of customization is promised, as are more unlockable cards. If that previous sentence made an iota of sense to you, as it most likely did for Post Aaron, then 15th of June probably can't come soon enough. Kiss, kiss, dark Jask, kiss, kiss is at the end of his tether. OMG, he exclaimed. Is there any new news on Bioshock Infinite?
OMG indeed. Well, there's a good deal of information floating around about the game now. Floating around in the air, up in the sky. Like the floating city of Columbia. Oh, come on, man, I was building up to something.
Sorry.
Yeah, which is the new setting for Bioshock Infinite, thank you very much. Unlike the underwater city of Rapture, setting for the first 2 games, which was built around the Randian philosophy of Andrew Ryan, Columbia is the embodiment of American exceptionalism. Also, it's a big flying island up in the sky, which is different.
Yeah, so Columbia started out as a kind of floating World's Fair, showing everyone else how great America is, before then revealing itself to actually be a massive floating battleship, getting involved in a tussle with China, seceding from the Union, and then getting torn apart by civil war between ultra-nationalist and anarchist forces. Also, Bioshock Infinite is set in 1912, making it a prequel to the 2 previous games, although it's not actually been confirmed that the games take place in the same universe.
Now, you play Booker DeWitt, a disgraced former agent of the Pinkerton Detective Agency who's been hired by mysterious employers to find a woman named Elizabeth, who has been held captive on Columbia for the last 12 years and bring her safely back to New York.
However, it turns out that Elizabeth is much more powerful than she initially appears, and is in fact a key element of the civil war that's been raging in Columbia, as each faction tries to use her powers to gain an advantage over the other. These powers seem to be related to time manipulation. Elizabeth is able to create tears in the fabric of space-time through which she can pull objects to create cover or manipulate the environment. She can also create environmental effects like localized rainstorms. However, using her powers will damage her, and it's up to the player to decide how much she should be utilized. Oh, and Elizabeth and Booker are also constantly chased by a giant robotic bird called Songbird, which treats Elizabeth like an abusive husband, according to Irrational. So look out for that, giant abusive robot bird fans.
Now, also key to the gameplay are the new skylines, mid-air rails that crisscross Columbia. You can use these to get about the place more quickly, but they also play a big part in battles as well, as you chase down enemies slipping between rails like an ultra-violent Tony Hawk.
In terms of the combat, expect something similar to the previous games, an FPS with light RPG elements combining gunplay with more supernatural attacks. The plasmids and tonics of Bioshocks 1 and 2 have been replaced with vigors and nostrums. Some notable examples being the Bucking Bronco's vigor, which allows you to telekinetically buffet enemies around, or the Murder of Crows vigor shown in the gameplay demo that allows you to control birds.
I've got one of those. It doesn't work though, look.
Oh, here's your problem. It says best before June 1914. You alright? I'm sure it's fine. Bioshock Infinite currently has an unspecified 2012 release date, so expect much more on it in the coming months.
I told you to keep the windows closed. Oh. Right, where were we? Oh yeah, C-Law is keen on info on the new Soul Calibur game, the recently announced Soul Calibur 5.
Ha! Yes! Well, as Dan says, it was announced at the Level Up event in glamorous exotic Dubai, and I was there! Yeah, run the thing. I would... Actually, let's do this over by the water. It'd be more spectacular. I was there. Actually, let's do it on the bridge. That'd be even better. Really annoying. I was there. Yeah, here in Dubai. See this amazing building? Yeah, because I was there. For once. Dan.
That's, hey, yeah. Look at that. You went to a lot of effort, hey?
Yeah, for once I did a press trip. Not so smart now, are you, Mr. Miami, Mr. San Francisco, and New York, and wherever else?
Is there a point to this?
Oh, yes. I interviewed the producer of Soul Calibur 5, and he said these words here on that.
Our kind should not exist in this world. Not ever again.
It's okay about 5 for you, not kind of.
So here in Dubai, we have been announcing, of course, Soul Calibur 5, but we have also been announcing the generational shift for the Soul Calibur series. We have shown you a teaser trailer that has actually a meaning, because it is the end of the story arc of the Soul Caliburs before, and the beginning of a new story arc with this new main character, Patroclus. What we wanted to do was to keep the tactical aspect of Soul Calibur 4 gameplay system, which was slower, and add some speed that matches the fighting speed of other fighting games of today, and also add more fun to play for the players.
Great. So not many concrete details yet, but they should be revealing more details next week at E3 in Los Angeles, which is good because I'll be there.
What?
Yep. Just me. And that's it for another week. As I just mentioned there, I'll be at E3 next week, and we'll be doing a special E3 edition of SentUAMessage. So if you've got specific questions about the games on show, send them in, and I will try and corner the developers some answers straight from the game developing horse's mouth. Send them in to the usual channels and watch Inside Xbox E3 Week for the show, plus all of the other great E3 coverage coming your way.
This is literally unbelievable.
Oh, you'll be fine. See you there, everyone.
Where are those crows? Continue, Jack.
No.